channel. I am just an old man talking. Okay? And of course, I would want to talk. Think if you know better. Alright, so my goal is to let you know what had happened or what's going to happen to you instead of you just going around trying to figure out, oh, what can I do? And always in another relationship, mostly just hurting. Okay? Because hurt people hurt people. So you're going to have to get a handle on a couple of things. Hold on, I'm trying to set my camera up to scan. And for some reason or another, it's looking different today than it looked tomorrow. I put it in the same spot. So let me see. And it's not working. Let me try it over here. See if that works. The stand isn't as wide. Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe it was just me. The stand isn't as wide as the phone, or the phone isn't as wide as the stand. I got a Android, and I think the stand was made for an iPhone with a little bigger screen. All right, so everybody, this is the old man talking. I think the channel might be under David, but if you found me today, all right, it's cool. So, really, your relationships are going to be something that you're going to spend on, okay? And what I want you to do is find yourself in a situation or a relationship where it doesn't end so badly. All right. All right. So first off, please like and subscribe to my channel, or at least subscribe to it. I don't want to, hit and subscribe, but I surely need you to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get subscribers, and I will like and subscribe to yours. A lot of you have been subscribing to my channel over the last month or so, and I went to my analytics and I wanted to subscribe to yours. So YouTube does tell you if you got new subscribers, and for some reason or another it tells you you have to scroll through the list of all your subscribers before you can find a new subscriber, and it has a button on there, and it tells you that somebody subscribed to your channel, who they are, and if you want to subscribe to their channel. It's got a little subscribe button on it. Okay, so I've been subscribing to your channels as you have subscribed to mine, and it turns out that if you have a private setting or something like that there, it doesn't tell me. So some people will subscribe to your channel, but because of their setting, I don't see who you are, and so I can't subscribe to you. So I can't tell you how to work that out, but what I can do is try to write down the names of people who say, hey, I subscribe to your channel, look at that name, and try to go to your channel and subscribe to it. That's my solution. But it's up to YouTube if I can subscribe back to you. That's my thing. I don't want you to just subscribe to me, be sitting around waiting to get another subscriber, and I never come along and subscribe to you. You're going to know me as Old Man Talking or David. That's what it should show you. Subscribe to your channel. So I don't know how it works. I just know that if each one of us subscribe to each one of our channels, it really won't take that long for us to get 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so enough on that. Okay, I'm going to tell you about a man called Laban and his uncle. Okay? This is a story that's in the Bible, so you can just type it in your little URL, and however I go through it, then you can look up and you can see the story. Okay? It's really pretty interesting. And one of the main things I got out of that story was, if you marry someone, or if you get into a relationship with them, you are marrying into a family. You're not just marrying that woman, or you're not just getting married to that man, however it works. All right? There are people in the family that it's either a favorite uncle or a favorite aunt or someone that they have influence over, or has influence over them. Well, if you marry into the family, whatever level your spouse is in that family, you're going to be at that level. So if you marry a woman, and if she's a niece, a sister, or cousin, when you marry into that family, that is your role. You are you become a niece or a nephew or someone in that particular family. You have to remember that family has existed longer than your relationship with the one that you're in. So you're going to have to learn that. In the old days when we did courting, before we had the benefits, I mean, this is just a theory. You would have to go meet the parents. Okay, that's how it used to be. But each generation tweaks that or changes that a little bit. So now it's just down to, hey, we are friends with benefits. All right, but that's good. That's good to be in it, but that doesn't change the role that you are in with the other family members. All right. So if you are in love with someone, you want the best for them. All right. Unless you are a hoe or a whoremonger, and you just want a one-night stand or a wham bam thank you ma'am, or you want to get in a relationship and see how it goes, and you still want to use them benefits. Okay. Whatever you decide to do in your relationship, it's going to cost you. So relationships are not free. Okay? They have a cost associated with them that you might not want to pay. So basically what the Bible says is, if you are single, do not desire to be married. Okay, now there's two types of marriage. There's one where you get a marriage license. If you get a marriage license, oh boy, I don't see. Oh, I got in one relationship I got a marriage license, but the rest of them I didn't. When we grew up, yes, I had a few relationships. So when we grew up, we had what's known as common law. And I don't know where it came from, but I was just born in that time. All right, so common law could be a situation that you may find yourself in. However, it has some drawbacks. So, for example, you can stay in a common law relationship forever and never get married. And I believe, this is just me, if the Bible says that he who the Lord has joined together, let no man put asunder. All right, so asunder means don't license it, or don't come in between it. Don't try to be, and if it's asunder, that means you can't have boyfriends in it. You can't have an open relationship or something like that there. Okay, okay. These two, God put together and nobody else. Okay. All right, that's one type of marriage. Okay. Then there's another kind that has a license. And if you get a marriage license, that license has to come from somewhere. Okay? And that license is usually given to you by the state, by your city, or if you're on a boat, the ship's captain or something like that. There's a lot. And anybody technically with a marriage license, if you have a marriage, anybody who wants to get married can literally be married by anyone. So if you can be married on a ship by a ship captain, if you can get married in a city or a county by going down to the city county building, if you I mean, anybody can marry. If you go to the courthouse, a judge can marry you. Okay, this is where the license comes in. Now, with a marriage license, now I want y'all to listen up. With the marriage license, number one, anyone can marry you. All right, sign your marriage license, but the license itself comes from the government. Okay, and what they do is this gives them influence over your marriage. So particularly if you want to get a divorce, right, you have to go back to the city or state that gave you that marriage license. Not the sea captain, not the judge. You have to go to the state that gave you that marriage license. So you want to look at a license like it's kind of like a fishing license. All right, you can go fishing, but if a warden comes along, if you don't have a license, he can give you a ticket. Okay. If you are a lawyer, if you don't have a license to practice law, you could get in trouble. Okay. One thing I would like to see is a lawyer's license. I still haven't seen one of those. But anyway, I digress. Because it turns out they are part of a bar association. Okay, and I don't know if the bar association gives them licenses or stuff like that there, but the premise is if you go to a court, if you go in as a lawyer, you should be a licensed lawyer. I just haven't seen where you get the license from. So they're keeping it hush hush. And the reason why they do that is because they don't want you to go all the way into a rabbit trail and find out where the bar association came from and how it's established and what it's supposed to be doing. All right, and the only thing I can tell is you probably won't like it. Okay, most people don't like lawyers. There is a high-profile case now in January of 2006, and the lawyer just yesterday or so, today is Friday, January the 8th or something, like on January the 6th, it was a high-profile case. That lawyer said, look, I can't represent you. Okay. So now this guy has been assigned a public defender. Now I don't understand exactly how that went, because if you can't afford a lawyer, then the court will appoint one for you. Okay? Which is called the public defender. Okay? So apparently he had one. And a couple of days before the trial, like maybe the 11th or 12th of January or so, this particular lawyer that he had quit. He gave me the old, hey, I can't represent you. Technically, if you find out that the person, even if you're a lawyer, if you find out what they did was so egregious, the same thing happened with Diddy. I believe he had a lawyer or two. After he began to represent him, he quit. He was like, oh, I can't help you, bruh. All right, because your lawyer is supposed to help you out of a certain situation. But I guess the evidence was overwhelming. Okay, so these two scenarios, these two high-profile cases, they have had lawyers that quit. Okay. All right, so I'm going somewhere. All right, so if you are in a relationship, all right, you should be attracted to the person that you're in a relationship with. We had this thing okay, because usually the father was the preacher for that wedding. Okay, so a shotgun wedding, you don't go to the judge, you don't go to the sea captain. You went through, the dad caught you, and he's like, hey, look here, you got the benefits, now you're going to marry her. All right, so you guys in 2026 or so, that may not happen as much, but I don't want you to be surprised if you find yourself in one of them. Because the way this thing is set up, you can find yourself in a shotgun wedding. All right. Number one, you shouldn't have been having sex with anyone that you're not married to. Now that's the rules. Okay, that's what sex is for. Sex is for sex is for making babies. All right. Sex isn't supposed to be porn. What they use sex for, okay? Sex is for 2 or 3 things, and that's it. That's why it doesn't take that long to do it, okay? So it depends on perception on that, but the sexual union doesn't take that long. Now, it may repeat over and over again, but there's rules to this thing in relationship. So, for example, if you are a female, now I think I'm helping people who don't know this yet. I'm talking to people who I'm going to run into this soon. All right, so believe it or not, there's a lot of people in families and stuff that don't actually have sexual relationships. Okay, they just don't feel that particular way. All right, so they may get confused because they have the timing for let's just say their maternal clock started and there's not a maternal whatever. Okay, you guys are adults. Okay, so what I'm doing, if I'm trying to show you something about love in relationships. Okay, in the old days, I don't know how they did it, and the time before me, if you think I'm part of the old days, the time before me, our grandparents only had 2 of them. Well, I mean, actually, okay, I only had 2 of them, but they stayed together. And I don't know how long they were married. I never really asked them, hey, when did you 2 get married? I never asked them that. Okay? But they died. One died, like the husband would die, and then the wife would follow shortly after that. The idea here is the longer you are together in a relationship, the sooner that connection is severed. It's not long before the other one dies. So there are exceptions to this rules, but I just want you to know, if you're going to be going out here getting in relationships, there are some things that you don't know. You just know, hey, we got together and did something in the barn, and all of a sudden you're in love. It's way more than that. It's way more than walking around holding hands, okay? Because the Bible says that the 2 shall come together as one flesh. you're going to learn that if you're in a relationship long enough, a couple of things will happen. Okay? That number one, in theory, you're going to start looking alike. You know, it's like if you have a pet, if you had it long enough, the pet starts getting your mannerisms and start resembling you. Okay? And if you are in a marital relationship after a while, you can answer the other one's sentences because you start to think alike. You know each other. If you are in a healthy relationship, these are some of the accoutrements that you get naturally. This is all part of relationships. Nobody tells you, but you sure enough won't be in them. Okay? They sure enough are going to happen to you. I don't know what happened. I can't see my comments. Sure, I'm getting some comments because I'm just total brains up here. All right, hold on. Got this little thing on the bottom here, and my screen is not. I can't see it. I'm trying to put this up here and see how. But where's my comments? Oops. Interesting. I don't know what happened to my comments, guys. Is locked. Rotate. Okay. Well, that's interesting. When you do a live video, sometimes there are comments, people saying hello, checking in, and stuff like that. I'm not getting that. So I can't see. All right. Well, tell you what I'll do. Until I figure out what is going on with this screen, I'm going to have to. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. Let me see. That's it. All makeup, lens, effects. There's a problem with the server. Okay. Maybe that might be it. Let me retry. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and end it there. Let me see if I hit top. All right, top fans. All right, I can see it if I hit that. Okay. But I can't see the comments as they're coming up. Interesting. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to have to go ahead and try this again later. So let me just surmise, since you did spend time to come in, I want to give you an idea where I was going to go. So I'll just make some points. I want you to read the story in the Bible. It's going to give you a real good indication on how relationships may go. All right, I want you to read a story about Laban and Jacob. And I want you to read the story about David, and I'm not sure, but I think the lady's name was Bathsheba. Might not have been, but David was a king in the Bible. Kind of type this into your little URL. And he liked a married guy's wife. Okay, so instead of just getting in relationships, you might want to find out how relationships go and how relationships end. All right, so if you find yourself already in one, okay, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to let it ride it out. And when you get into your next relationship, all right, you want to be more proactive. All right, you want to pick someone that you are attracted to, because you're going to be attracted to more than one person. And be fair, the person that you're with, they're going to be attracted to more than one person as well. So we don't really have long-term relationships, because the ones that they're going to love after they meet you and the ones that you're going to love after you meet her, it's two different things. And what you have to understand is you are love, not the person that you are in love with. The love comes from you. All right. So that type of love will never go away. So what you want to do is you want to dedicate the part of you that is love, find that little hole or spot. You'll know where it is, because when the relationship ends, it's going to hurt. So it's not going to hurt like somebody hit you with a ton of bricks, but when a relationship ends, it hurts. So that spot that it hurts in is identifying where your love is coming from. Okay, some people say the heart. I got a broken heart or whatever, but either way it goes, you're going to find it whenever you start a relationship, or you're going to find it when you end a relationship. All right, now you're going to have to protect that spot. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to take your love and direct it to the one that you're having these feelings and emotion about. And you're going to have a test. What does that person want? What is this person all about? I'm not necessarily worried about their history or their past or anything like that there, but if you are, if you don't like fish, the smell of fish, anything like that, do not marry a sea captain. All right, we had this song. It was about some people who worked by a seashore. All right, so they were in the club or something like that there, and the club had a bartender and a waitress and stuff like that there, and this waitress name was Brandy. All right, so type in your little URL that song about Brandy, because apparently he liked her and she liked him, but he knew that his life, his lover, was the sea. Okay, so they were fine having a type of relationship they had. She's a bartender, he's the customer. All right, so they were fine with that. But they never married. Okay, so you're going to have to look at your love relationships like that. You don't have to fall in love with someone, get married, and have kids, and then down the road you figure out that you don't really like this person, or even worse, that person ends up liking somebody down the road a little more than you, and the relationship is going to end. So I'm telling you this so you can protect that spot. Now I know you're going to be like, oh no, I don't need that type of advice. Well, yes, you do. You just don't know it. All right. So nobody ever told you. So now I know you know. I told you. Let me go over that real quick. Is you have a spot that's called love. You are love. You look like love. You sound like love. You smell like love. And you're going to attract a certain type of person. All right. Like a bee is attracted to a certain kind of flower. All right. So certain types of people are going to be attracted to you. But that same flower might have a butterfly land on it. And a butterfly's like, oh no. Okay, so that's what happens in relationships. All right, so you got one, and they're still going to attract the same type of people they attracted like you. You're going to find that the people that they attract are a lot like you, or opposite. So if a bee goes to a flower and then leaves, then, well, of course, a butterfly will land on it. Sometimes even birds will land on it via same flower. All right, so these are things that's going to be happening in your relationship. So if you don't protect your heart, if okay, when you know a, a plant dies, okay, usually when the plant dies or the flower dies, the bee probably starts to hibernate at the same time. So, okay, so like there are no bees in the winter, right? So next year they'll come back, and then the bees will come back. All right, and so it's the same thing in relationships. So you're gonna have to learn how to be in a relationship, get it, and make it to the next season. So sometimes she'll love you like mad. She will love you madly, and other times she's not gonna like you. In the same relationship, same woman, but they have seasons. Or it's the same man. They have seasons when they love you and when they don't. We used to call that having a love-hate relationship. And I want you to know that that's part of love. Okay, so that's my story. I can't see the comments. I don't know what happened, so I'm just going to go ahead and end this because it's not fair if you're asking me a question and I can't see it. So let me push the buttons. Mute, effects, hide, retouch, create highlight, green screen, lighting. I can't see it. At the bottom, under me, there's supposed to be some comments. I can't see it. I don't know why the video is doing that. So, love ya.